years back, Ustad Bismillah Khan was traveling by train from Jamshedpur to Varanasi. It was a coal-run passenger train and Ustad was traveling in the third-class compartment. From an intermediate rural railway station, a young cowherd boy boarded the bogie in which Ustad was sitting. He was a dark and lean boy and he was holding a flute in his hands. Slowly, the boy started playing his flute. The supreme quality of his music surprised the maestro Ustad, who didn't even know the raga the boy was playing. Ustad Bismillah Khan immediately recognized that the boy is none other than Lord Sri Krishna, the supreme God himself. The nectaring Nada Brahmam flowing out of Krishna's flute filled Ustad's heart with ecstasy, and tears of joy started pouring out of his eyes. After the stunning performance, Ustad called the boy near and presented him with a coin, requesting him to play the song again. Krishna obliged. This repeated again and again until Bismillah Khan's wallet became empty. Young Krishna got down at the next railway station and disappeared. In fact, Ustad was on his way to participate in a music concert related to Kumbh Mela, which is a Hindu religious gathering of millions of devotees. In that concert, Ustad presented the new raga which he learned that day from Krishna. This melodious raga was greatly appreciated by the audience, who begged Ustad to sing it many times. The music scholars around couldn't make out the name of the raga and they asked about it to Bismillah Khan. Ustad replied that the name of the raga is Kanhaira. Next day's newspapers contained headlines about the melodious new raga invented by Ustad Bismillah Khan. Having read it, Hariprasad Chaurashia, the legendary musician, asked about Kanhaira raga's details to Bismillah Khan. Ustad revealed the truth and sang Kanhaira. The Hariprakash Chaurashia, the topmost flautist in the world, burst into tears of joy. Kanhaira is a divine gem in Indian music as it originated from the lotus lips of Lord Sri Krishna, the God of gods. Here we go with the next incident, which was revealed by Ustad Bismillah Khan to the editor of Illustrated Weekly of India. Bismillah Khan was born in a family of musicians. His ancestors were court musicians in the princely states of Bhojpur, now in Bihar state. His father was Shanai player in the court of Maharaja Keshav Prasad Singh of Dhumran estate, now in Bihar. Bismillah detested studies, so he played marbles on the streets of Benares. He spent most of his time in the corridor of the house where he could hear his uncles playing the Shanai. Sometimes he even played marbles to the Shanai's tunes. Bismillah Khan's uncle Ali Bux used to go to the nearby Jadhav Sri Balaji temple every morning. There he used to play the Shanai for the entire day to earn 4 rupees a month. Sometimes Bismillah followed him in the morning, listened to his music, get engrossed and bewildered. After the morning sessions at the Jadhav temple, uncle and nephew walked towards the Balaji temple. A room was reserved for Ali Bux. He practiced there for about 5 hours daily. When Ali Bux finished practicing, he found Bismillah sitting beside him, listening to him and hungry as well. Never did Bismillah disturb his uncle. They returned home every day after these morning sessions for lunch. Bismillah often wondered why his uncle went to the room in Balaji temple to practice while he could practice at home without being disturbed. Unable to suppress his curiosity, he asked his uncle one day. Uncle Ali stroked his locks and answered, "We will learn it one day." Bismillah was quick to ask, "But Mamu, when will I start playing Shanai?" "Why talk about when? You are going to start today," he said. That evening, Uncle Ali took Bismillah to the Jadhav Mahavishnu temple, and after the evening Shanai recital to the room in the Balaji temple where he had practiced for over 18 years. Finally, Uncle Ali granted Bismillah Khan the permission to practice there. However, Uncle Ali came with a note of caution. In this temple, if you happen to experience or see anything extraordinary, don't say to anyone. Overjoyed, Bismillah practiced in the room for 4 to 6 hours. Oblivious to the changes taking place outside the 4 walls, he experimented and discovered new heights and depths of musical scales and melodies. Bismillah was overtaken by the thirst to perfect his music. One day, Bismillah Khan was engrossed in his Shanai practice at 4 a.m. in the morning in the premises of Balaji temple all alone. Suddenly, he realized that someone was sitting next to him. It was none other than Bhagavan Balaji himself. Shocked, and astonished. Bismillah Khan remained still. Then Sri Balaji smiled and said, "Play." But Khan was too shocked to continue. Then Bhagwan Balaji smiled and disappeared. Later that day, Bismillah Khan went to Ali, who is his guru and uncle, narrated him that what he experienced in Balaji temple. Uncle slapped him on his cheek and, "Did I not tell you not to say anything to anyone?" If anyone watched the video about Ustad Bismillah Khan on Doordarshan some 10 years ago, you would have heard him refer to it again. Mysterious are the ways of Bhagwan Narayana when it comes to blessing his devotees. Bhagwan doesn't go by caste, creed, or religion. Bhakti is the only criterion. All the glories to Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Namaste.